I'll tell you this because I'm a lawyer and I've studied this. I'm not going to come out here without knowing the law.
Hey, get your hand off of me. Get your hand off of me.
You're next as well.
Unconstitutional detention, and I want him arrested for unlawful detention and battery.
After the meeting's closed. All right?
The public meeting is closed.
The state fire marshal's decision to host a public meeting in a room with a capacity for only 40 individuals created a legal problem. Under the Oklahoma Open Meetings Act, all governmental entities must conduct their public meetings in a manner that ensures transparency and accessibility for citizens. The failure to accommodate the public violates this act, as government officials cannot restrict access to meetings that determine public affairs. A simple solution, such as live streaming the event, could have prevented this issue. However, officials chose to limit participation, prompting legal concerns over citizen rights being disregarded.
The meeting's closed, all right?
The public meeting is closed?
Stop talking.
Okay.
As long as everybody wants to behave and act orderly and not get out of control and be disruptive.
What does that mean?
Stop.
Can you give us a definition of
You're
that?
welcome. Are you serious?
Yes, I need a definition.
All right, you're welcome to stay right here. Then, at some point, you become disruptive and disorderly, then that becomes different. Does that make sense?
No, it doesn't make sense at all.
Good. I've totally explained myself.
No, you don't make sense at all.
Don't cause us to come back out here. I would stay away from this guy because he's probably going to get you guys all in trouble if you
we need to
listen to
file
him.
a police report, sir.
All right.
Related to the violation of the Open Meetings Act. And I also need to place them under citizen's arrest.
You need any help?
You're not doing that? I need to file a complaint against you for dereliction of duty then, Master Sergeant.
I'll just take care of that. All right, we'll get out of here. If you need help, call us.
Do you have a report number?
No, that's why I requested a report number.
You're not going to issue us a report number? So that's dereliction of duty. You understand that, right?
The refusal of law enforcement to acknowledge a citizen's request to file a complaint further highlights their dereliction of duty. Title 22 of the Oklahoma statutes allows citizens to initiate a citizen's arrest for violations of the law. When the attorney attempted to exercise this right, officers ignored the request, dismissing the citizen's legal authority. This disregard escalated tensions, with one officer unlawfully detaining the attorney without reasonable suspicion or cause, further infringing on the attorney's rights.
Hey, get your hand off of me. Get your hand off of me. Well, they won't let you in the public building to do that, so. Why did you touch me?
You follow me to my car, you're going to sit in the back seat of my car, and I'm going to make sure you don't get any more.
So that's a threat of arrest? I don't have so you're telling me if I follow you, I'm going to be arrested? You don't have the right to check me for warrants. Do you have reasonable articulable suspicion that I've committed a crime? You do understand I'm an attorney, right? You understand that? Bar number 2, you might want to check yourself. I know this a little bit better than you do. Have a good day.
You going to walk away, or what are we going to do?
I'm going to stand right here.
Okay, we're going to check, make sure you don't get any warrants.
Okay. Wherever you tell me.
Got any ID on you?
I do.
You're next. You're next as well.
Why am I arrested?
You're not arrested. I'm gonna see who you are. Since you're being
right
disruptive.
pocket. Right pocket.
Where's your ID at?
Right pocket.
I'm gonna take that out and get your ID out.
It's on the left-hand side, very top, right behind that blue card. Not very top, not one more, behind the blue, debit card.
After I handcuff him, I'm gonna. Each one of you guys are gonna come over and sit in my car. And we're gonna make sure you don't have any warrants. Okay? So this is your chance to walk away, just like I told this
Walk
gentleman.
further back. Walk further back.
Slide this way.
Yes, sir.
Stay right there.
You're having a really bad day. What's your body?
The attorney was subjected to an unconstitutional detention when an officer insisted on running a warrant check without probable cause. According to the Fourth Amendment of the U.S. Constitution, a person cannot be detained without reasonable suspicion of criminal activity. The attorney reminded the officer of his professional standing, stating, "I'm an attorney," and explained the lack of legal grounds for the detention. Despite this, the officer insisted on detaining him, exemplifying an abuse of authority and a failure to uphold constitutional protections. The cop eventually released the attorney after a display of power trips and rights violations, leaving the attorney furious and determined to pursue legal repercussions.
Hold me. But it was all live streaming, so that's awesome. Thanks for that one.
Yeah. Oh well.
Amazing shape, but let me borrow that.
Woo! What a day!
Oh my God! I mean, it's like constitutional rights galore. Hey guys, officers, I did not get his name and badge number. I need to file a complaint. How do I do that? Yes, absolutely. I just need his name and badge number so I can go to the police department and do that. Did you just direct me where to do that? I was maintaining distance. He could not articulate a crime for which he was suspected. He wanted to run me for warrants. Is the reason he detained me. That is an unconstitutional detention, and I want him arrested for unlawful detention and battery. So I'd like to file a report. I know the supervisor's coming. That's perfect. He way screwed up. No, man, he's got an attitude problem. He's got an anger problem.
Yeah, like when I said good morning to you and your name, you just smiled and said good morning. He literally, this is all I did. Oh, he walked up, I said good morning. He came by him and he goes,
patrol. I'm good. Highway patrol guy. When we were going to the building, he said you can't go into the room where they're having the meeting. So I'm walking into the building, and he grabs me, like pushes me, and we're like, hey, whoa, it's okay. But we have a cordial conversation, no problems. Higginbotham comes out of there like a daggum tyrant for us. And this is as excited as I've gotten today. I can get excited, but I've not even been excited. And yeah, he wants to check me for warrants. And then he's like, "Oh, you sure Tulsa doesn't want him?" Like that man was trying to find some reason to take me down to the jail. And I told him I was just there on Friday for disturbing the peace at Tulsa County Courthouse. So I knew I didn't have any warrants. I was just in the courthouse yesterday passing out StopSharingHomes.com stuff for the drunk driving judge we've got in Tulsa County. I'm a lawyer. I do this. I kind of know a little bit what I'm doing. So I'd like to citizens arrest him, that officer. Okay, well, I'm going to citizens arrest him for unlawful detention, battery, assault, intentional infliction of emotional distress, what I'm going to sue him for on top of my civil rights violations, 42 U.S.C. 1983. But, we'll wait. That's what I do for a living. I do civil rights for a living.
You've had your opportunity to talk. Will you give me a minute to talk?
Yes, sir, absolutely. I will.
So I'll tell you the reason that we got called out here was somebody from, I believe, your organization where she's blocking the
file a report.
Yeah, she wanted.
And that officer wouldn't give us a report. So the Open Meetings Act is the violation of the Open Meetings Act, which denied the public access to a public meeting, which is what that is. You can't restrict it on the basis of you've got 44. Otherwise, the government would just put in a room of 10 people and you'd never have open access to government meetings, right? There's rules that very clearly state that if you can't have the public accessible to that, then what you do is you can stream it live. We had all these COVID things that changed where we can just live stream it as long as you can hear everybody, the public's aware. They're not even public comments, so they don't even have to entertain people to say something, right? All they have to do is let everybody see it.
Would you get?
No, he won't give us he wouldn't give us a report number. And that was the problem. We're explaining, hey, we just want a report number because it's a violation. And as I explained to him, as a citizen, we have the right to a citizen's arrest. I explained to him the statute under Title 22, and I said I'd like to exercise the right for y'all to cite them for this violation, so we can get some kind of case started. He just gets absolutely irate, and I say, officer, if you're not going to do anything, that's dereliction of duty.
This dude's been rock solid and chill since he rolled up.
And I'd like to file a complaint against you, and I'd like to file charges against you for dereliction of duty. And that's when he got really pissed off.
And they love to work with us, like the one at the
public sidewalk.
He was good.
Oh yeah, dude.
He was awesome with us.
The United States Constitution, the United States Supreme Court.
I don't know. This whole week's been a blur.
I know, me too.
Public sidewalks are open public forums for the purposes of gathering, and I can yell as loud as I want to, as long as I'm not using a noise assistance device. In the specific case of standing outside of a courtroom for the purposes of disturbing a judicial process, I can yell outside of any other government building as loud as I want to. Right? I mean, so Wow, guys. Wow. Lieutenant.
If you'll give...
yeah, y'all talking. We'll give you a minute. Yeah.
If you give me a few minutes, I'll...
Yeah, hey, by the way,
Watch the video.
pass this around. You should
Watch
check
the
it
video.
out.
You should definitely check. If you care about your job, you should care about the video, bro.
I mean, this is the drunk driving
Pretty
judge.
simple.
Yep.
Yeah, you should definitely watch it. At least make sure your people and your boss got that video.
Yeah, make sure your people know. In case you ever see
It's a
her
good
running
learning
around.
video, if anything.
Yeah.
A good learning
It really is. And look, y'all just got to watch me get detained unconstitutionally, and I mean, it's all on FX3. Sony FX3. Pew, pew. We should have me mic'd up, man.
We should have. I thought about that the one time we
body
don't.
mic going. I didn't say much in the car anyway.
Smart move.
I was just quiet, watch it smile.
How many times is that this week?
Next time.
No, it's only once this
Hey,
week.
next.
How did it go? What happened? Hey, can somebody give us an update of what happened in that meeting?
When we got here, we were here a little bit early before 10. They let us know they were only going to allow about 49 people. I then let Ron know, hey, you guys, they're not going to let everybody in. I let them know at the front door that there was going to be a problem, that 2,100 plus businesses have been issued this letter and they have something to say, and that there was going to be a lot of people that were denied access to this meeting.
The attorney maintained composure while asserting his legal knowledge and defending his rights. Under 42 U.S. Code Section 1983, individuals have the right to seek redress for civil rights violations by government officials. The attorney openly declared his intention to pursue civil action for unlawful detention, battery, and intentional infliction of emotional distress. By citing relevant laws and refusing to back down, the attorney set a precedent for holding law enforcement accountable when they violate fundamental rights. This case highlights the necessity of being aware of and standing up for one's legal protections. Just like this incident, here's a Christian lawyer who refuses to be intimidated.
I'll tell you this because I'm a lawyer and I've studied this. I'm not going to come out here without knowing the law.
The incident began with a discussion about the volume of amplified sound used by a preacher on a public sidewalk. The officer stated disorderly conduct for unreasonable noise could apply if the volume exceeded acceptable levels. However, the preacher, identifying as a lawyer, argued that amplification is constitutionally protected under free speech. He further clarified Arlington doesn't actually have a city code for noise, except for parks and recreation areas. This ensured his compliance by reducing the volume slightly while emphasizing his legal right to amplify his message in public spaces.
So we understand you have the right to be out here, freedom of speech, all that. We're good with that. All right. This is public property. Where you're at, you're not obstructing the sidewalk. All right. So we appreciate all of that. Right.
Thank you.
We have had complaints on the volume. Okay. So we've made the determination that that you can have some semblance of amplified sound, but whenever it becomes excessive and people are complaining that you're hurting their ears as they're walking by, that is excessive.
Turn it down some.
So if we can turn it down,
yeah, absolutely.
That would be the best part about that.
I'll turn it down some.
Did you want to issue a criminal trespass for Cowboys property, or did you want to?
What's public property?
Well, I make a phone call.
Okay.
Run it up. I know you're out here earlier.
Yeah, man.
So,
On a public sidewalk. Yeah, I didn't step on your property.
So at first you were over there with you were actually on Cowboys property, from my understanding.
No.
Well, then you moved, and then you were on the sidewalk. Is what I didn't see it all. This is what's being relayed to me. Okay.
have
Then you were
pictures.
on the sidewalk and you were blocking the sidewalk, but then you moved from there, so therefore you're okay. Right?
When I came here this morning, there was no one here.
Okay.
I was here like at 10 in the morning.
I got you. I
drawing
wasn't
on the
here.
sidewalk.
Yeah, chalk.
Yeah.
It's like children's chalk.
So
I mean, it's going to rain. It's going to be gone. I mean,
So the big deal on this is we got to lower the volume, right?
I can lower it somewhat.
There's disorderly conduct for unreasonable noise, right?
there's voice decibels that I go by.
Well, but whenever someone's walking by here,
They
and
don't.
this is blasting,
They don't.
I could probably take a decibel reading.
That's what I mean.
Right here beside your speaker, if you want me to.
Yeah.
And
I can turn it down because I want to comply with you guys.
No, I got you. From where,
But I
what
don't want to be
observed,
to like such a low level where like it's like.
I understand that. So, but like I said, from whenever I rolled up here, I could almost guarantee you if I would have pulled out a decimal meter right then, you would have been well over that. So
I'll turn it down some.
So
I'll work with you guys.
let's turn it down. It's their option, okay? As Cowboys.
Well, if they file an unlawful charge,
I'm saying, so if you were over there,
they want to get sued. That's
right.
fine.
So they can issue a criminal trespass warning, but all that just means is that you can't come on their property, right?
The officers attempted to link the preacher's activities to nearby private property, specifically Cowboy Stadium. According to the preacher, "I never stepped on your property. I've been on the public sidewalk the entire time." The Texas Penal Code section 30.05 regarding trespassing highlights that an individual must physically enter private property after being explicitly warned. The preacher remained on public property, defending his right to be there, while the head of security acknowledged his compliance.
I'm not on the property.
You're not on the property. Not right now, you're not.
Sure.
You know what I'm saying?
And on my sidewalk, I'm not on the property either.
I'm not arguing with you.
I can show you the pictures.
I'm just letting you know that if that's what they choose to do, we're going to do a criminal trespass warning, which means that there's no action being taken against you other than the fact of them officially saying they don't want you on their property.
That's fine.
And as long as you don't go on their property, then there's no issue. Right. So cool. So this he's the director of security. Okay. So he'll make that determination of whether that's what they want to do or not. Sure. But in the meantime, we're going to turn down the volume just a little bit for us.
A little bit. Yeah.
And as long as we don't have any complaints or anything like that about
that's
the
kind of
volume.
the problem, because amplification is actually constitutionally protected.
It is.
It's established. So it's not really disorderly conduct. Disorderly conduct would be if I'm inciting, I'm calling people to violence.
There's an unreasonable noise level that
not for Arlington.
That we'd have to pull that up and everything like that. But
yeah, Arlington. Well, I'll tell you this because I'm a lawyer and I've studied this.
Right.
I'm not going to come out here without knowing the law. So Arlington doesn't actually have a city code for noise. They do for parks and recreation. That's the only. So if I go to like a public park and I'm doing this, then there's like decibel readings and there's all this. It's kind of a weird law, but I want to work with you, so I'm willing to turn it down some. I don't want to be like drowned out.
No, I hear you.
And then,
I hear you.
But no problem.
You're out here for a purpose.
Yep.
I understand that.
Yep.
But so let's see what they want to do. So if you
I got pictures too. If you want of the chalk, it's on public.
That doesn't bother me.
They already washed it off. It's in the little.
I'm not concerned about the chalk at all. So okay,
I know you're responding to
that's
that.
not an issue right now. So we got calls from people that were walking by.
Sure.
They were reporting that they were being disturbed by it, which I understand. There's a level of
chalk.
No, not the chalk. I'm talking about the volume. The speaker. So.
The preacher addressed complaints from passersby, stating content-based restrictions on speech violate the First Amendment. He argued that complaints about his message being disturbing were tied to its religious content, not its volume. He further explained that expressing a neutral message, like praising Kenny Chesney, would not result in complaints, proving a bias against his speech. The officer acknowledged this distinction, agreeing to work within legal boundaries while ensuring public order.
Well, that's what I mean, like being disturbed. That's not disorderly conduct.
I understand. There's a balance in there, right?
Well, there's a constitutional balance for free speech.
Right.
So there's not a heckler's veto. Like if I was out here just saying, hey, beer's awesome, man, Kenny Chesney's awesome, you'd get no calls, right? So because it's content-based, then it becomes something else.
Well, yeah.
Because they don't like the content of what I'm saying.
I understand.
My volume like this, I guarantee if I started saying Kenny Chesney, ooh, you get no phone calls. So because of that, it becomes content-based. But I'm willing to turn it down some.
Okay.
But like I said, I don't want to get tangled up with legal stuff. I've done it in the past. Right. It's a pain in the butt.
And that's not what your purpose. Your purpose isn't to go to court and fight tickets and do all that kind of business. No. Your purpose is to get out here and get your message out. So
I'll turn it down some.
All right. So.
Wow, that's pretty loud.
Did that hurt your ears?
A little bit.
Come on, man. You ever go in there? It's pretty loud.
I've been there all the time.
A whole lot louder than this.
Part of the reason why my ears do hurt.
All right.
Yes, sir.
Well, I mean, there's earplugs. I mean, he doesn't have to stand on it. That's no legal basis for it. But I will turn it down. So, all right, so show you I'm doing it. Right now it's on -10 decibels. All right, so I'm willing to turn it down to, I'm going to try that. See how that works. -18.
Okay.
I'll even go a little further. -20.
Check. Check.
That's it. That'd be cool. As of right now, to me, that seems reasonable.
Doesn't hurt your ears. You're not like,
No, the speakers aren't facing me.
I get it. Yeah. I try to be considerate. I don't want to be blasting people's ears either. I got some hearing damage from the military when I was
cool. All right. Well, just hang tight. We'll find out what it is. If If they don't want to do that, then we'll get out. You're right, you are in a public place right here. So,
and I didn't draw here. I know this is kind of their turf.
right.
It was on this sidewalk, but on that side and on that side.
So here's my ask, and I'm the director of security for the building. Volume.
Sure.
Dial that down.
Yeah, turn it down. You saw it.
Okay, yeah. You've got
No worries.
plenty of rights to be out here. Obviously, there's an event that people, and where it kind of comes into is for the stadium, we've got tailgating policies as well. There's amplified sound that we focus on when it comes to whether it's the person who's over there in a tent, dialing that down. So that's going to be my ask.
They're paying to go in there, right?
What's that?
They're paying like a tailgating fee and all that.
Yeah.
They're under your all's
They pay
policies.
for the parking. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I'll work with you guys. I'm not here to antagonize anybody.
Yeah, from my side, I would make the ask. If you wouldn't mind moving someplace else, not on property, you are within. Again, this is me asking as an individual.
Yeah, I got you.
Again, that's not anything that you have to do. You have the rights.
Sure. Well, I'm going to be here then until your show starts, and I'm leaving. So it's 4:30 right now.
Yeah.
Is that cool?
It's cool. Again, my ask would be that you do move along.
It's going to take a long time for me to break it down, and by that time, all these people are going by. Like right now, I came to appreciate people, but you guys are, quite honestly, I'm trying to be respectful.
Sure.
We're good. All right, we're good. I turn it down.
Yep.
I'm not chalking on your sidewalk. Actually, it's public sidewalk, but I'm not chalking on it. I get it. Some people don't like the message, but it's kids chalk. So it's gonna. The next rain comes, it's gonna vanish.
Sure.
I get it. You got a job to do.
Yeah, but aesthetically, we had to have housekeeping come out, which spent time, money, individuals.
That was your
to be
choice.
able
I didn't make you guys do
to
that.
be able to get out and clean that.
No worries.
Because there's a look, there's appearance at
Okay.
the stadium we try to hold by.
In the future, I won't ride on that sidewalk.
Thank you.
I'll choose other sidewalks. It's not AT&T.
Correct. Nor was I stating that.
Yeah. Not this vicinity. I got it. That really pissed off your, pardon my language, that really upset some of your security people. And they were quite vile with me in doing that. So I would, if you're the head of security, I would be concerned with my employees being vile to not tax-paying resident citizen of the United States in Texas.
And I can definitely address that. And it is, whether it's you with this message, whether it's somebody else with another message, or individuals selling things, this is a very standard procedure that we do come across as we host events, as people pay to come to these events.
They're not going to stop paying either.
The thing, but again, the message to you is no different, whether it be to you, to another individual with a different cause, a different purpose. It is standard policy that we do address this with said individuals. We do ask other individuals if they could, if they would, move on to another location.
What's your name? My name's Gabriel.
My name's Brian.
My name's Gabriel. Thank you very much. Officer Paul. It's a great name. God bless you guys. All right, any more issues? Just come up.
Now, okay.
Just let me know if there's any more issues.
He turned the volume down. It was at a -10. Now it's at a -20.
Okay.
So hopefully that'll be good for everybody.
Praise God.
All right.
About 30 more minutes. I'll be out of here. Thank you, sir. God bless you.
The lawyer demonstrated a cooperative approach, turning down the volume and offering to adjust his activities to avoid unnecessary conflict. The Arlington Municipal Code allows such peaceful resolutions provided no laws are violated. Despite previous hostility from some security personnel, the preacher reminded the head of security to ensure his employees maintained professionalism. By standing firm and informed, he maintained his rights while respecting lawful authority, reinforcing that knowing the law is crucial in protecting one's freedoms. Like and subscribe for more police cam stories. Watch the next recommended video. Click to watch now.